Hello and welcome to Foss and Fern Plant Clinic. I'm Foss and I'm here to help you with your plants. Today I'm taking a look at some Rubber Tree Tinekes that are showing some signs of distress. I'm going to go through and troubleshoot everything and you can follow along. And the signs that we're seeing is this browning around the edge of the leaves. Okay, so what we're gonna do is go through some steps. The first thing that I do is isolate the plants. You see that I'm outside. I did not bring these plants inside to my home because until we know what is going on, we can't know that it's not contagious. Step number 2 is try to diagnose the issue. We wanna take a look at things that plants need for success are the correct growing conditions, which is light, water, and soil. Okay, so I don't think the growing conditions were okay where they were, but these are big plants coming from a growers. So we can, we have to kind of take into account the growing conditions where they're coming from, especially because, and this is part of the diagnosis, is the issue leaves are here. Okay, here's what we got. We got the whole plant. Leaves have dropped from this section. Leaves here the edges are showing distress, but the new growth is looking happy and healthy. So yeah, new leaves are coming in looking good. So the issue is here through here, which tells me that something is probably going on either in the plant's past, like when this part of the tree was growing, it was maybe getting too much sun, or which doesn't seem right that would happen at the growers, but maybe, there was a moment when they were left out in the sun and it got some sunburn. Or there's an issue with the soil in the roots and it manifested during this time of growth. The only way to know what's going on with the soil and the roots is to unpot it and see what's going on. So that's the next step. Okay, so I am ready to unpot, but I missed a step. Before we unpot, we want to, as we're taking in the diagnosis, we want to check for pests. This is very important because if there are pests, our treatment plan is going to be different. So you want to take a look at the plant. You're looking literally for bugs. And where you really want to look is you want to check underneath each leaf and also right here, nestled in this little nook where the leaf meets the stalk. That is where pests are going to really nestle and dig in, and you're going to find eggs and pests. You might find, if it's spider mites, you might find little tiny spider webs. You might see gnats. You might see mealybugs, look like little white fluffy, almost looks like mold until you get close, and then you see legs and you realize that it's actually a bug. Blech. I've checked these guys. I do not see any visible signs of pests up here, but that does not mean that there are not pests down here in the soil, which is where they start. So that's what we're gonna do now. We're gonna unpot this baby and check out the roots and see what's going on. Okay, so I unpotted the plant, which means I took it out of its pot, and I got as much of the soil off as easily could come off, which is just me kind of going like this. I could keep going for sure. But what we're left here is a pretty compact soil ball around the roots. Here's what we're looking for at this point. We're looking to see the shape of the soil, the consistency, like what kind of shape the soil is in and what kind of shape the roots are in. So the soil, what I am seeing, I'm not seeing, there's a dry patch over here that might be a little compacted where I've been watering well, and also, as I said, it rained last night and these were outside. So these are well-watered plants, and there is a little dry patch here, which means that there's a little bit of compacted soil. Not that big though. The soil in general is looking healthy and well moist, well moisturized. I'm not seeing any patches of fungus or mold. And the roots, let's take a look at the roots. So what we're looking for with the roots is root rot. Root rot starts when roots are waterlogged. So they generally start with the part of the root that is touching the most water, the edge or the end of the root. And root rot spreads really easily and really quickly, and it spreads up. I am not seeing any signs of root rot with these roots. These are looking like happy, healthy roots, which are firm. They're firm, and the color is good. Rot looks like rot. It looks like a banana, like a rotten banana. You know, a good banana is yellow and firm, and a overripe banana is brown and mushy, and that is the scale, the like variety that we're looking for. I do not see any brown and mushy. I'm seeing firm, good roots. So we have two options here. We could stop here, get this in some, like, pot it again, put it in some good soil, leave this soil here, put it in some good soil, and go on from there. The other option we have, if we really want to get to, if like I can't tell what's going on and I really want to get to the bottom of it, I could remove all of this soil. Turn on the hose and get all of this soil off and get down to naked roots and see what's going on. Now, that is absolutely an option. But I don't think I'm going to do that with this one. These roots and this soil looks okay to me. And I am going to, yeah, I am not seeing any kind of issue. I'm like just digging down a little bit deeper. I'm not seeing any kind of issue at this point. So I am going to repot this plant, and then we can start addressing the situation and how we're going to move forward. Okay, so we've got our pot that we are going to put I'm going to put the plant in. I always lay down a compostable layer, and that is so that your nice, fresh, fluffy potting soil does not come pouring out of these awesome drainage holes. So I just lay down a little paper towel. I'm going to put in some fresh soil and get this guy planted. Now, you will notice that I am still wearing my gloves. The reason for that is that rubber trees have a sap, and that sap can be irritating to the skin. It can also be toxic to pets. So if you have pets, I think it's just like stomach distress. I think they're gonna, if they try to eat it, they're gonna puke it up. But you should check, if you do have pets that like to chew on plants and you have any kind of plant, you can check the ASPCA website and you can see all about the toxicity to all types of plants to pets. Okay, let's get this guy potted. Okay, that is repotted into fresh soil, along with some of the soil that was originally there. And it's a nice clean pot. I am now going to set this plant up for success in the right growing conditions. I'm going to find a spot in my home where the sunlight is good, bright, indirect. I'm going to check the soil before I water and make sure that it's not being overwatered. And I'm going to track it moving forward. Okay, what do we do though with the damage on the leaves that are already there? Okay, here's the thing. Once a leaf is damaged, it's damaged. I can love and nurture and care for this plant perfectly, and that is never going to heal. That is never going to go away. What we're looking for is to make sure that it does not grow, doesn't continue to grow, And much more importantly, what we're looking for is that new growth. We want to make sure the new growth is coming in healthy. If the new growth is coming in with damage, then we know something is still damaged about the plant. We know something's not right. In that case, I would unpot and get all that soil off, hose down the roots to get down to the base of the roots, and see what's going on from there. But what I see on this plant currently is that the new growth is coming in healthy and happy. Okay. It's a big plant and this damage is there in this section. So what I am going to do with this plant is I'm going to trim right down at the bottom. I'm going to trim it in a way that will encourage healthy new growth from the bottom. And then I'm going to trim off the top and propagate the top. And once those propagations have grown roots, I'm going to plant it back in with the rest of the plant. And what we will be left with is, eventually, it will take time, but what we'll be left with is a lush, full, healthy Rubber Tree Tineke. So that is what I am going to do next. If you want to follow along, please do. In the next video, I will cover trimming rubber trees and propagating. Thanks for joining me this week. Happy Plant Clinic, happy planting. I'll see you next time.